let me show you how to select the availability zone when you create any EC2 instance. So generally, to virtual machine, we call it as a EC2 instance here. In Azure or other cloud computing platform, we call it as a virtual machine. Okay, the same virtual machine is named as EC2 here in AWS platform. The full form of EC2 is Elastic Compute Cloud. Okay, so EC2 means 2 times C, EC2. Okay, so technically there is no difference between virtual machine and the EC2. So both are same. The only thing in that in AWS we call it as a EC2 instance. That's how they have named it. Okay, so let me show you how to create one EC2 instance inside the AWS platform. So this is your first exposure to the portal, how to create any resource here. So when you click on this icon, AWS, it will take you to the home page. Okay. So whatever services you have used, it will show you recently visited services here. Okay. But if you want to specifically go and select any service, you can just click on services and all of the AWS services are listed here. Fine, you can go and find out the service and click on that. This is one way. Second way is that you can come here and search for that service. Let's say you want to create the EC2 instance now. Okay, so just type EC2 and it will show you the result, EC2 virtual servers in the cloud. So click on it. So now I'm trying to create a EC2 instance, and this will be a Windows based EC2 instance right now what I'm creating. So because I have selected Singapore as a region, so whatever EC2 instance I'm going to create, that is going to be deployed inside this Singapore region. Okay. First you come here and on services, you click on EC2. Either you can search it from or you just go to the recently visited services, click on it, EC2. And here you have the instances. Click on instances here. Okay. And then you will get an option called launch instances. If I call it instances or I call it virtual machine, both are same. So do not get confused. Let's reload this one. So the next option is that it will ask me to select the image. Image means which operating system actually you want to put. Okay. So you can select Linux operating system. You can select Windows operating system, even Mac is also available. So AWS is the first cloud service provider who give you the Mac operating system also as a image. In other cloud service provider, you will not find out the Mac operating system. Okay, so this is a very common interview question, just keep in your mind. So what I want to do now, I want to create a Windows based EC2 instance here. So in this list, you can see different images has given different flavor of Linux operating system, Mac operating system, okay, as well as Windows operating system has been given here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to choose Windows Server 2016, okay, and it's eligible for free tier. So it means I can get one free EC2 instance there. So just go ahead and click on select. Now it is asking me to select the instance type, because based on instance type only your size is determined. When I say t2.micro, which is available free of cost, okay, if I select this instance type, I will get 1 GB RAM, 1 virtual CPU, and 1 EBS volume free of cost with that. Okay, if you select t2.nano, in that case, this is the configuration what you are going to get. 1 virtual CPU, 0.5 GB of RAM, and this is the storage, the disk where actually your operating system get installed, C drive. So you will get from very small configuration to very high configuration, and based on configuration to configuration, your charges will be different. If you choose any high configuration, in that case, you will be charged more here. Okay, so what I will do, I'm going to select this free tier eligible because I want to create free of cost. I'm doing it for the practical purpose. So I have selected t2.micro. Then go ahead and click on configure instance detail. So there are a lot of information in it. So all are connected with different concept and logic. One by one, we will understand whenever that concept comes into the picture. Right now, I'm creating a EC2 instance. This is my first experience of creating this EC2 instance. So I will select only mandatory fields, which is important to understand as of now. So now the first thing is that it is asking me how many instances you want to create. You want to create one instance or you want to create 10 instances. You just mention the number here. Automatically that number of EC2 instance will be created. Okay. Right now I just want to create one here. Now it is asking me in which network you want to place it. So by default, there is one network already created. Okay. So let me show you how actually it looks like. So in networking class, we will discuss this point in more details. Just for your understanding for now, what I will do, fine. So let's make it neat and clean diagram. So what happened, what AWS has done in the backend, they have by default created one network. So there will be one virtual network. Let's say this is one virtual network, and this will be known as default VPC. VPC stand for virtual private cloud. Okay, so one VPC already has been created. So this is your default VPC. Let me write it here. Okay, and on this VPC, one network will also be attached. I will show you the what is the range of this network later once it is done. Okay, plus what happens here, AWS by default creates some subnets also. This is your one subnet, this is your second subnet, and this is your third subnet. In each availability zone, they will create one default subnet also, which is part of this default VPC, right? When you come here on this portal, it asks you about the network, in which network you want to place. Right now, I have only this option. I haven't created any network, and this is the default network, which is created by the AWS itself, and which is created for the Singapore region because I have selected the Singapore. Now it is asking me in which subnet you want to place. Okay, when you click on this drop down list, you can see that with each region, so you can see these are the code of the availability zone. If you remember, AP-Southeast-1A. So this is the code of the availability zone. Just go back to this diagram. So here you can see the code AP-Southeast-1A. This is a code of this availability zone. And this availability zone, one subnet has been attached. So this is what it is trying to say, that with this availability zone, this is the subnet which is attached here. Okay. Now it is asking me in which zone you want to put the virtual machine or the EC2 instance, what you want to create. If you want, you can select it manually also. Let's say I select 1A. It means I am going to create this EC2 instance inside the availability zone 1, which has this particular code, and inside it there will be a data center, and inside that data center I am going to create this EC2 instance, and I will call this EC2 instance as VM1. Okay, I want to name it like this. So what happens now, this subnet which is attached to this particular availability zone, this subnet is attached to this availability zone, right? So it will have a network range also, and your default VPC will also have a network range. Fine. So I will show you that later what I'm trying to say. Now it is saying that do you need a public IP address on the EC2 instance, or you do not want to assign any public IP address. Let's say I'm saying enable a public IP address. Click on enable here and just go ahead and create this virtual machine. Okay, then click on add storage. Now when I'm saying click on add storage, by default one drive is going to be created where your C drive or your operating system is going to be placed. The size of that drive will be 30 GB. Okay, and in this drive only your operating system Windows Server 2016 is going to be deployed here. Clear? So click on add tags. So you want to name this virtual machine as VM1. So you can put a tag here like name, and the value for this name is VM1. Done. Click on configure security group. So what actually I'm trying to do here, I'm creating this VM1 EC2 instance. Okay, and AWS will put a security group around it just to protect this VM from the external attacks. Okay, and this is my laptop. Now from this laptop, if I try to connect this VM1, okay, it will be blocked. I will not be able to connect this because this is connected by this security group here. I cannot take the remote session. So if I want to take the remote session of this VM1, what I have to do, I have to enable the port number 3389, because this port number 3389 is used by the RDP. Okay, whenever I initiate the RDP session, it works on port number 3389. So I have to enable this port number 3389, then only I can connect to VM1. Okay, so same thing I have to do. And if you want to deploy any website on it, because if you access any website using the protocol HTTP, in that case, that session will utilize the port number 80 here. Otherwise, you will not be able to connect to this website. It will be stopped on the security group. If you want to connect on this website, what you have to do, you have to enable the port 80 here. If you open this port 80, then only the session can come and connect to this website here. Right? So this is how this works. So same thing it is going to ask me. So first of all, by default, it has taken a name. If you want, you can rename it also. Okay, let it be the default one. From here, it will ask you which port you want to allow. If you want to allow RDP port, you just select the RDP, like that. RDP, the port number 3389 is the port number related to RDP here. Source anywhere, means anybody can connect to this EC2 instance on port number 3389. Okay, similarly, you want to enable HTTP also. What you can do, select HTTP here. HTTP port is 80, source anywhere, means anybody can connect. Just go ahead and click this. So same thing will be implemented, what I have drawn here. I hope this is clear. But what I will do right now, I do not want to get into the security group because we have a dedicated chapter on this. That time we will do the troubleshooting and the different options, what and all things are available. We'll discuss this in detail. So right now what I will do, I'll remove this one, and here I will say allow everything, all traffic, and source from anywhere. Review and launch this one and launch it. Fine. Now what you have to do, you have to create a key. So there are multiple options. If you are trying it first time, if you do not have any key, you can select this option, create a new key pair. So select this one. So mention the names. Let's say I'm calling it Sanjay key, and click on download key pair. So sanjay.key.pam has been downloaded here. Then click on launch instances. Right, so my EC2 instance is getting deployed. It will take some time. So meanwhile, I just want to show you some network related detail. So if you go to VPC, click on your VPC and select this VPC here. Okay, you can see the range of IP address of your VPC. Copy this one. Come to this diagram. Actually, this is the range where actually I have placed my EC2 instance. So this is the main range. Inside that there will be a sub range because these are the subnets, and accordingly you can see those ranges also. If you go to subnet here, so there are 3 subnet. These are the subnet IT. Each subnet is connected to a specific availability zone. Okay, you can see the zone detail. Also, each subnet has a different IP range. So if I talk about one subnet A, availability zone A, Southeast A. So this is the range here actually. Copy. When you talk about B, this is the subnet range for this availability zone. And C, 1C, this is the subnet range, control C. Fine. So in EC2 instance, there will be two IP address. One is the private IP address and second is your public IP address. Private IP address from the subnet range, what we have defined here. Public IP address will be assigned by AWS. We do not have any control that which IP address is going to be assigned here. Okay, so let's move to your portal. Move back to EC2. Click on instances. So now you can see VM1 is running. If you select this one, so there is one public IP address and there is also a private IP address. Two IP address has been assigned. So now I want to connect to this EC2 instance here. Fine. So how to connect this one? So you can click on connect and then click on RDP client. So the username and password, by default, the username will be administrator. It does not give me the option to choose the username. You have to use the username administrator here. Okay. And when you click on this download remote desktop file and click on it, so you can see the username is administrator, but password, I don't know anything because while I was creating the EC2 instance, it did not ask me to give any password. It only asked me the option of the creation of the key pair. So now the next step is that I need to create one password from the key pair. So how to do that? So here you can see the option get password. So click on it, browse to your key pair, click on browse, and it will ask you for the same key what we had downloaded. So the key name was sanjaykey.pem. Select this one, click on open here, and then further click on decrypt password. So your password has been decrypted. This is your password. Okay. So let's make a note of this password, paste it here. And again, you try to connect. So how can I connect? Either you can click on download remote desktop file. Okay, let's try this way first. Paste it, click on connect. So username is administrator. Now it is asking for the password. Let's copy this password, what I had generated, and then click on open. Yes. So now you can see that you have connected to your EC2 instance, and this is a Windows based EC2 instance here. Okay, so this is one way to connect to EC2 instance, Windows EC2 instance. The second way is that you can type MSTSE on your local laptop. It will ask you for the IP address. So what you do, you go to the instances and select your instance, that is VM1, and from here you copy this public IP address. Copy this one and paste it here and click on connect. So it will prompt you for the username and password. Username is administrator. Okay, and then you put the password. So password is this one. And click on OK. So already I have connected to this EC2 instance. So one will be logged out if you connect with the second one. Okay, so this is how also you can connect to your EC2 instance here.